Hello people, today we will be starting another administrative thought, that is behavioralism, which was given by Chester Barnard. So let's get started. So the behavioral approach is an improvised, systemized and more sophisticated version of the human relation approach to organization. Behavioralism in administrative studies is said to have started with the human relation movement of the 1930s, and Chester Barnard, Herman Simon, Abraham Maslow, Douglas MacGregor, Chris Agassiz, E.W. Beck, Herzberg, Renan Likert, Warren Bennis, George Holmes, and other thinkers had contributed to this approach, and this approach is also known as socio-psychological approach and new human relation approach. So, in brief, we can say that behavioral approach is the scientific study of human behavior in organization, and the basic difference between the human relation approach and behavioral approach is that human relation approach final objective was to increase efficiency of organization, whereas behavioral approach focused on empowerment of employees. And the behavioral approach has some features which are: first, it is descriptive and analytical rather than prescriptive. It emphasized the informal relation and communication pattern among the people working in an organization, and it pays more attention to the dynamics of organizational behavior. It advocates scientific method like field study, laboratory study, and so on. It is mainly concerned with qualifications, mathematics, and formal theory constructions, and it draws concept, techniques, data, and perspective from other science like sociology, physiology, anthropology, and so on. Now we will be talking about Chester Irving Barnard. So Chester Irving Barnard is regarded as a spiritual father of the social system school. Barnard is considered as one of the pioneers of behavioral movement in public administration. He emphasized on socio-psychological aspect of administration and management. He presented his ideas on administrative system at a time when studies resulted from the Hawthorne experiment, where he viewed as an antithesis to the scientific management of Taylorism and Phelan era. He analyzed the impact of human element on leadership, communication, and decision making in the organizational environment. So, according to him, administration is a cooperative social action. His contribution to the understanding of organizational behavior is one of the significant landmarks in the evaluation of administrative thought, and his major works are The Function of the Executive in 1938 and The Organization and Management in 1948. Now we will see the various concepts and principles given by Barnard. So first is formal organization. So he stated that an organization comes into existence when people are able to communicate with each other and willing to cooperate with each other to accomplish a common purpose. So there can be no organization without person. More than person, their service or act should be treated as constituting an organization. Willingness can be expressed in terms of loyalty, solidarity, and strength of organization. For cooperation, there must be an objective, and it can be called the purpose of an organization. The necessity to have a purpose is implied in the word system. Coordination, cooperation, purpose need not be always specific. Sometimes it can be inferred. Next is informal organization. So Bernard defined informal organization as the aggregate of persons, contact and integration and the associated grouping of people. So he believed that informal organization can are natural system and give rise to formal organization, and formal organization creates informal organization as a mean of communication and to protect the individual from the domination of the formal organization. Now we will talk about the theory of contribution satisfaction equilibrium. The organization survives so long as it has the capacity to offer effective inducements in sufficient quantities to maintain the equilibrium of the system. Thus, Barnard rejected the classical economic man concept and broadly agreed with the human relationist with regard to motivation of people in the organization. Contribution, which may be regarded in terms of organization as activities, are possible only when it is advantageous to individual in terms of personal satisfaction. The satisfaction which an individual receives in exchange for his contribution may be regarded from the viewpoint of organization as an inducement or incentives. While rejecting the viewpoint that man is mainly motivated by economic incentives, analyzes the multiplicity of satisfaction and identifies four specific inducement, that is material inducement such as money, thing or physical condition. Second, personal non-material opportunities for distinction, prestige and personal power. Third is desirable physical condition of work, and fourth is ideal benefactions such as the pride of worship, sense of adequacy, altruistic service for family and others, loyalty to organization and patriotism, and enthusiasm or religious feeling, and the satisfaction of the motivation of faith and revenge. Bernard also mentioned four types of general incentives. They are associative attractiveness based upon compatibility with associates, the adoption of working condition to habitual method and attitudes, the opportunity of for feeling of enlarged participation in the course of events, and the condition of communicating with others, a condition based upon personal comfort in social relation and the opportunity of comradeship and for mutual support in personal attitude. Bernard says that the inducement cannot be applied mechanically and their proportion depend on particular situation, time and individual. The agreement of inducement is a dynamic process requiring experiences and imaginations. Next is the theory of authority. So he defined authority as the character of a communication in the formal organization by virtue of which it is accepted by a contributor or member of the organization as governing or determining what he does or is not to do so far as the organization is concerned. According to his theory, the basis of legitimacy of the superior's authority is the acceptance of it by the subordinate. The superior can exercise authority only when it is accepted by the subordinates. Bernard stated that the subordinate will accept the communication as authoritative only when he or she understands the communication, when the communication is not inconsistent with the purpose of the organization, and communication is compatible with the person interest as a whole, and when he or she is able to mentally or physically complete with the communication. Next is principle of communication. So Bernard suggested that seven principles of communication which are important in establishing and maintaining objective authority in an organization. So first is the channel of communication should be defined. Everyone in the organization must have a definite formal channel of communication. The line of communication must be as direct and short as possible. The competence of persons serving as communication centers should be adequate. The complete formal line of communication must usually be used. The line of communication must not be interrupted while the organization is functioning. And the last is every communication must be authenticated. Now we will see certain critical views which was given to his theory. and his ideas. So he has been several criticized for his conceptualization of the informal group, which may lead to on the job leisure or waste of time. He has also been criticized for not giving full attention to the process of formulation of purpose in center of his cooperative effort. It is also said that in his concept of authority, he has not paid full attention to the role of objective authority. It has also failed to appreciate problem of leadership, and his problem of contribution satisfaction equilibrium looks good in theory, but it has a huge problem in the practical application. So with this, we will end up this topic today. In the next video, we will be covering another thinker, that is Herbert Simon. Till then, do like and share the video. Comment down below if you have any query related to this topic or any topic we have done till now. So that's it for today. Thank you.